husband, I believe, was the clerk of the works when they first built this place 13 years ago. Am I right? Did I get that right?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
This is Delphine.
Hi, Delphine.
Hello.
I'll let you talk to her for a second. Our board president lives there too. I'm just going to have him come out and say hi to you while you're talking to Delphine.
The board president?
I mean, our resident association board president.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, there, yeah.
How are you doing, Delphine?
Well, I'm fine. How are you? You're Gino?
Yes, I am. We met in the past.
A long time ago.
Yeah,
I
your
think
face
when you
is
first came here.
How long have you been here?
Let's see, sometime in the 50s.
50s, right.
Yeah,
Where'd you come from?
Well, I was working in D.C. and it was too hot. Summer nurse, we were nurses then.
Oh, nurses, right.
Mary Shreve, Haddon, Voorhees, and I decided it was too hot to work in D.C. that summer and we should try for a summer job.
So 3 ladies came up here?
Two.
Two ladies came up here for a job.
Yeah, for the summer, and we both stayed.
And that's how you fell in love? I mean, we could go into it. We could just go on and on, right?
Oh yeah, we both.
This is pretty nice here, huh?
Oh yeah.
Quiet.
Well, I love my porch.
I mean, listen, this is like old Nantucket.
Do you know Jerry?
No, I don't know him. He's my workout buddy. How you doing,
Good,
bud?
how are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Jerry's the president of the resident association.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So what does that do? What does that mean?
Well, everybody,
it sounds.
everybody has to bow and scrape.
That's what I was thinking.
At least I do anyway. He gets to tell me what to do. That's what.
No, this is a great place to live, really. And the residents here are just outstanding. You know,
Like
it's
you
just-
guys like knock on each other's doors, like, and just say, "Hey, come on, what's going on? Are you doing anything?"
Sure. No,
It's pretty good like that. It's so friendly.
friendly. Very,
Safe.
very
You totally
friendly.
feel safe.
Absolutely. We keep the place wide open all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good, Jerry. So how'd you get roped into that job of being the on the board of? So if there's an issue, any kind of issue, they tell you first, and then you go to the.
Well, we hope it works that way, because sometimes they go directly, but I'd rather have them come through May 1st.
Sure.
But then, that's the way it goes. We're a small, wonderful community right here, so there's a lot of interchange.
How long have you been staying here?
Close to 2 years now. Yeah. Our timing was just beautiful. We turned the house over to the children, so they're enjoying it now.
Oh, perfect.
And we're here. We have all the services we
always go
need.
over there and see
all
them.
the friends are here.
Exactly. Is this a rental or is
No,
this
yes,
A long-term rental apartment. yeah.
long-term rental apartment?
Long-term rental.
Oh yeah.
But you can
Nice.
outside. So.
Yes.
Man, how many bedrooms?
2.
2. Perfect.
bedrooms.
Wow, very nice.
It is.
I like the high ceilings.
Yeah, isn't this nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been in these.
Yeah, well, a lot of people haven't, and a lot of people ask me about it, and I said, well, come by and see it.
Yeah. How many of these do you have?
Well, we have 32 apartments in this in the main building.
Right.
All different sizes and floor plans, and this is one of the larger ones.
Yeah.
So you can do what you want. So Delphine actually met with the plant services director and went over the kind of things that she wanted in her apartment. And
Yep.
Great.
Delphine was probably the first person that called me and said, "My husband was the clerk of the works, and I'm going to live there someday." So we used to talk about
She
what
picked
we
this
do.
place out long
She
ago.
did. She did.
Yeah, so, yeah,
That's great.
I've known about it since before it was built,
All right.
long before, so.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Come on, seriously?
Stone barn, yeah. Oh, so did I.
I bet. Look at that. Are all of these part of the whole compound?
Yeah, yes, they are.
Anyway,
All right.
let's go.
All right,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Again.
Again.
That's where you usually find Delphine sitting out on her porch.
What a spot. I mean, this is really nice here. Oh, Jerry, you got another nice pad here too.
Hey.
Wow, no wonder why you love it. Hey, Pat.
Hello,
How you
Gino.
doing?
Nice to see you.
You too.
Oh, gosh. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I made it. Thanks for
This is our
inviting me.
60th wedding anniversary gift.
Wow. Gee, when was that? When was that?
Yesterday.
Oh, congratulations. I was going to say, those flowers look awfully fresh.
But the kids had a big party for him here, what, about 4 weeks ago, right?
Yeah,
We
they
had all the kids out
Right.
here at that time.
Yeah.
So we did a dinner party.
Yeah.
And then tonight we're having our Surfside friends come in. Because that's where our house was all these years.
Yeah.
Out of Surfside, and
Yeah.
all the friends we got are coming over tonight, so.
So our staff will do that for them. So they met with Andrew, who's our executive chef, and they figured it all out, and tonight Andrew will host the party for them.
It's a wonderful way to have a party.
I bet it is. You don't do any. I mean, you just show up and have fun.
You know, the staff here is absolutely fantastic. They do everything.
Are you paying these people?
No, they are. The aides are all so caring.
That is great
Yeah,
to hear.
and the wait staff is just terrific and friendly and efficient and just great. And of course, this guy over here is, we
kinda-
like him.
Thanks, Pat.
He's kind of responsible for it. Well, that's good to hear.
Well, thank you.
We're going to take a little more of a walk around
I'm going to show
tour.
them around the campus.
Sure, that's
All right.
great.
Thank you very much.
Pretty
Let's
fun.
come in.
Okay.
Good to see you, Pat.
Good to see you, Gina.
All right.
I'm off to the club now
Are you?
to get my work. Yeah.
Good for you, buddy. Today's my day off.
So like I said, they can, so it's almost like a single family home. You can go in and out your own door, but then if they want any of the services around the campus, they just walk out their back door.
Is that the same for?
Yeah, many of the units on the first floor are like that. Yeah.
Really nice.
So a lot of them have outside.
But they're not
space.
all. They don't all look like this.
A lot of them do.
They do.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
We'll help customize those for you. We'll do all the painting. We'll arrange for the carpeting and hardwood floors and that kind of stuff. And, yeah, I was turning the wrong way. This oven's open. We've got a gas fireplace there. Obviously, haven't been using that much lately. This is a great room, great multi-purpose room. Like the Newtons said, they may invite some of their guests, and so they'll do a dinner party in here.
Right.
Every morning we've got fresh pastries. We have a pastry chef that comes in overnight and does pastries for the morning and all the desserts for dinner time. You met Shane, our wellness director.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
This is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle really runs the place. Everybody loves Michelle.
I can see why.
Michelle.
What a beautiful smile.
So this is the concierge desk. So basically everything goes through here.
Yes.
24 hours a day, somebody answers the phone. 12 of those hours, somebody's at the front desk, and Michelle can get you to whoever, whether it's, you got a maintenance thing that you want taken care of, a housekeeping thing, you want to order dinner or that kind of stuff.
Right.
You just check with Michelle, and she makes sure it gets taken care of. So
That's good.
she's great. She's a great employee.
She has all the
great friend.
answers.
Great. I don't know if you know Molly Glazier, but Molly comes once a
She
week.
does.
She knows a lot of her
Sweetheart.
students, and they do some really great stuff.
Wow.
Her mom lives here too, actually, by the way. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So we have.
So this is where the parties, like a dinner party, if you have one.
well
meet here.
Well, it'll be here unless it's even bigger. We
And then you can
hosted.
even handle more.
We hosted an event last.
The whale.
Yeah.
I don't. I probably did in the beginning.
We hosted an event last week that we had over 100 people.
Wow.
So, we'll do an event like that. We have cookouts and all kinds of stuff that happens out in the back. This is a beautiful area. Actually, the Newtons, who you just spoke with, we let people bring stuff from home. So that frog is the Newtons. The frog moved in when the Newtons
That
did.
is beautiful.
We didn't charge him.
Whimsical.
We didn't charge him more for the frog to live here, did we?
I don't know, Kenny, did you? And the frog gets dressed up for all the different holidays.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, so you never quite know what he's going to have on.
We have a private dining room, so if we are doing private events, full menu.
I'm going to have him come back
Yeah.
and talk to you, Michelle.
We usually have about a dozen people come for lunch and breakfast. This is our multi-purpose room. This is really the setup changes at least a couple of times a day. Tonight we have the Newton's cocktail party is going to be hosted in here tonight.
All right.
I think they have 35 people coming. We do yoga a couple of days a week.
Can community people rent this out? I mean, is it
We
available or no?
actually for the not-for-profits we actually let them use the space. There are lots of little nooks and crannies. They do. Yesterday, for example, they do. Is it needlepoint that they do on?
It's called Needles, and it's knitting and needlepoint.
So there's about a dozen people that come to do that. Only about 4 of whom live here. but they're friends. Kind of back to the theme I talked to you about before, where they,
Sure.
it really is a neighborhood, and they just, so when it's their turn at their house to do it, this is their house, and so we provide some snacks, and they bring their stuff, and so it's great. It's great for us because again, it's nice to get the community in here to have some fun. So
Hey, that's nice.
So his wife took a job at the Whaling Museum. Hi, Toby. It's Kevin. How are you?
Oh, just moving in.
Well, they're actually probably going to move into a different house. So they moved here,
Oh, I see.
and they're getting ready for a different house that they're going to purchase. I just stopped
You mean
by.
they're getting a house here?
Yes.
But this one they're just
I
staying
just
in.
stopped by with Gino. He's the gentleman I talked to
Hi,
yesterday.
I'm Gino Gang. And this is what I do. I go around and I do little stories about the community, and we cover sports and all kinds of stuff. I've been doing it, and I make commercials.
So I told him you and Susan, they're in the process of transitioning to Nantucket, and you came to live with us. So
Exactly. I'm half disabled, if you will, from a number of different things, but some MS is, affecting me. So I'm, in terms of my walking, I'm retired. But Susan's come to work for the Nantucket Historical Association, and my last name is Coffin, so we're fitting right in.
For years have you been coming here?
I
Nantucket?
spent summers out, all of the summers in college out here, spent a couple of winters out here. My brother passed away 3 years ago, lived out in Mattocket for the last 10 plus years. Those I'm bringing over to, tomorrow's should have been his 60th birthday, so, I'm bringing those by and gonna lay out with a note, but yeah.
Sure. But you're here now. You decided to come back to Nantucket and make this your permanent.
We are here. We're getting out of a big house in Manchester, and we're on an adventure for the next few years. And who knows what the next step is? But I'm loving just drinking the air every morning. First
what do
thing.
you come out there and sit on the deck? Can I go out and look at the deck?
Of course.
I mean, it looks like a fantastic little spot. I bet you get deer and everything out here.
First thing in the morning, I get birds chirping,
Yeah,
and
right.
6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just waiting for the marine lair to go off, or just enjoying the air. And I've got extended family on the island, whatever, and everybody has just been so wonderful and gracious, and old friends, and
People on Nantucket. I don't know if it's any different than in Manchester. Would you say that the people are different from there than they are here?
Oh, without question.
Why? Why do you think?
There is a very different pace that starts with driving around here, but just come on, go ahead. This is most of our signals, hand signals as well.
I agree.
And
They're just more polite.
invite them through, and reach out and say hello and nice day, and it's.
I wonder why that is, though. Why? I've noticed it too, and I'm just looking for someone to kind of give me a perspective. You come from, Manchester by the Sea is a beautiful little town.
Yes.
Quaint, people probably know each other just like they do here, but yet you seem to think that it's more friendly on Nantucket than it is in there.
Without question, almost forcibly so, in the sense that you feel like a pariah or an outcast if you don't join in instantly. You catch yourself doing something that you would do back on the mainland and go, wow, that wasn't very island-like.
Yeah, right.
And you get in.
That's great to hear. I love hearing perspectives. Some of us locals, we get stuck in a rut, and we look at the changes around us and we go, hey, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. I didn't buy into this, or whatever. And then you realize that when somebody else comes here, they love it for different reasons, and it's good to hear your perspective on the people again. It refreshes.
I would tell you that 40 years ago, when I was out here just for summers and living with guys in basements and whatever. It was exactly the same. We just would marvel at the folks from Manhattan or wherever coming out and just bringing all of that stuff, which is such a contrast with them, and we'd just shake our heads and just another shitty day in paradise.
Right.
And it just this is like was like a Disneyland back then, and people complain, oh, this isn't the way it used to be. This isn't. Oh, it's too busy. You know what? It's exactly the same, just 40 years
Great
later.
to hear that perspective.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toby.
It's the truth.
Thank you.
Gino, it's really nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you. Kevin, thank you very much. This was very interesting. I knew there was a lot going on here at Sherburne Commons, but this was a little deeper, and I'm happy to meet the people that live here.
Well, my pleasure. I'm happy to have the good fortune to get to work with these folks every day. It's a great place. It's kind of a little bit of a hidden treasure here on Nantucket. I think a lot of people have heard of us, but a lot of people haven't. So I encourage anybody to come down and see us.
I'm surprised I didn't do this sooner, but we did it.
Well, we're looking forward to having you come back again, and we'll tell you what's new in
I
another
might have
year.
made some new friends, too.
Good. Well, you're welcome to move in. I think you're almost old enough to be here with us.
Hey, I'm only 45, man. What are you talking about?
Well, then we'll start planning.